This is basically discouraging advice for up and coming the young folk who want to get into the industry. So.
What is up, guys? And in this interview slash podcast slash talk show, I brought on my buddy here. Okay, and we're gonna talk about both of our experiences working. Because if you guys don't know yet, before YouTube, I still am or still was doing the whole line cooking, starving artist, trying to like pay for it. Before, like I'm still here, still doing the grind, but if it works out well, things will play itself out. The YouTube was trying to pay for my student loans, trying to pay for, my mom and pop to help them out. So line cooking was pretty much what I know. And people are always like, what are these scars on my arm? What are this? That is from, line cooking. And I would say it has shaped a part of me and my mindset when it comes to hard work ethic. For me, it was the step up, because before I was working at a fast food restaurant, Smackdonald's, and I was like, oh, one step up from working at a fast food joint is higher end restaurants. So the first thing I did was, we can't say any names because I don't want to get sued.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I should know what I'm gonna say.
But I worked at this other restaurant which is known in Vancouver, and it's a chained restaurant. And I was like, oh, dude, this is gonna be sick. And then pretty much my first experience working on like line cooking was that it's pretty much similar to like Hell's Kitchen. Would you agree or disagree?
Absolutely agree.
So when it comes to being in the industry, how did you get into cooking?
It's not like I wanted to get into it. I was like 15, 16 at the time, and I was like just desperate for a job, right? So I started off as a dishwasher and then eventually moved up from there. But I'm sure a lot of people start off as dishwashers, so it was like...
Was that full time?
No, because I was in high school at the time, so I was just like, ooh, like all my friends have jobs at like McDonald's or like fast food or whatever.
Did you feel
like,
pressured?
I did feel pressured to get a job, so I just applied to random places. And bear in mind, I was like a kid at the time, so I didn't really care. I just went for anything that I could take. So then I ended up applying for the chain restaurant that we both that we both are very familiar with.
Pretty much me and him have worked at almost every damn chain restaurant in Vancouver. So if you're in Vancouver, it's like I would advise you not to eat any of them. Just say it. For me, it's like I stayed in that one station because you know that shit that we're talking about. I just did.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming for me in the beginning because I wasn't used to like doing the bills, and I'm like, what is going on? And then probably because there wasn't like a team environment. I was getting trained under this other dude, and I guess because of that one guy, there was like that sense of family. That's when I first realized like how important it was to work in like a good team to like survive. You have one crappy dude, and it screws up like the entire order.
It just blows the entire like team morale. Like, it's not great. Like if you have to deal with one shitty dude.
What is the worst thing that you've seen online?
Worst thing I've seen online. Ooh,
You can unleash the beast.
Haven't we seen this one guy like drop something on the floor, pick it back up, and refry it again?
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to. Oh my god. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I was there. It's like you think you're paying $20 for like a good meal, but it's like no. It's like these are like entry level jobs where it's like anyone can do it. Like especially some skill, but like
especially not the chain restaurants. That's that's not. Like they usually like there's a really high turnover rate.
Yeah.
So like employees come and go, and then when you have employees who come and go, there's no sense of community or family, and nobody really gives a crap about each other. You know what I mean?
When it comes to working in like a lot of these dead end jobs, you meet pretty much every single person that you wouldn't want to meet. So I've met people. I don't know about you, but I've met people like drug addicts, like felons or ex-convicts that like did other jobs, now they're doing this job. I've met some crazy angry people and more crazy people. So what would you say out of all your experience, what like overall like the craziest type of people that you've met?
Craziest type of people. There was this one guy who worked at the chain that we worked at. He apparently he had some sexual assault charges or something like that. So I don't know why we ended up hiring him, but this guy was like psychopathic. Like he he was a pathological liar too. He would lie about things.
I think you told me about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I told you about this. But he would improperly put, the potatoes in the insert.
Yeah.
And you know how you're supposed to put them in the perforated inserts? He didn't, right? He would just fill the water. He would put them in a 1-1, put the potatoes in, fill it up with water, put it in the steamer, and then when it came out, like somebody would be like, "Yo, like this, you're not doing it properly, right?" And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, somebody else told me to do it," even though like nobody, like people have been telling him that you're not supposed to be doing it like this way, right? But he did it regardless, and he would lie about it.
He's like, did you do like this? He's like, yep.
Yeah, like this guy was insane, and when he looked at you, he was like this guy was nuts, right?
Back on the topic of grimy and slimy people, I've had a specific incident. I want to rant this out where I got my tips taken.
Right.
And this dude, like it pissed me off because like, so the whole scenario is like cooks get tips too, and we get bi-weekly tips. So then there was this other server that has the same name that I did. So then apparently he took my tips, and so that week he got 2 bags of money, of pouches that his name, and he didn't bring anything up.
It didn't occur to him I've doubled the money.
I have 2 bags of tips, so he didn't bring it up. So then the week that I was supposed to get mine, I went up to the manager. I was like, "Hey, where can I have my tips?" He's like, "Oh, I don't have it." And then he's like, "Oh, the other must have gotten it." And I'm like, okay. So then I talked to the manager, and shout outs to I talked to the manager, and he's like, he brought both of us into the. You probably don't, but
yeah, I don't think I was there, but
he brought both of them.
Oh no, I was there. I was there with you. Yes, I remember talking about it.
He brought both of us in, so I was like, "Hey, do you have tips?" Because it took me like forever to find, because I kept bugging them. I was like, "Yo, where's my tips, man?" And then he's like. And then I figured out, so then I told to the manager, "How about the other Peter? He probably has my tips." And then he brought him into the little office. He's like, "Hey, do you have Peter's tips?" I was like, oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry. And it's like, he's had it for like a week now, by this time. So then he's like, it was like, yeah, okay. So then he walks away. He doesn't say anything. And then the manager's like, okay, now I'm going to have to get him to pay the tips to you. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll probably get it by like next week, right? No problem. 3 weeks go by. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Every week I'm always like bugging him. And then I remember after work I would like chill at the bar too. Mm-hmm. And then I would see him, and then they would always go, him and his buddy, after work, after he's done serving, across the street to the bar. I'm like, dude, you have money. I'm like,
yeah.
He's like, yeah, man, sorry. He's talking about like how he used it already for something about rent and his girlfriend. But it's like, dude, I just see you going out across the street to the bar. I'm like, this slimy dude. Yeah. So like pretty much almost a month goes by, and then I finally go ask one of the managers again. Like, I've been asking for a week. I'm gonna go insane. He's like, oh yeah, here, I finally got your tips. Okay, I got it. Cool. I see him in person. He's the expediter. Doesn't say anything. Mm. So he's like, he's never like, oh hey, did you ever get the money back? Was it always like, oh this and this? It's like nothing. He didn't say a word. He just pretended it never happened. No, like, so if I took someone's money, man,
that's hella
in a month, I would have been like, yo man, my bad.
Yeah, right? Because we're upstanding citizens, that's why.
It's like,
but I cannot believe
being in the food industry, it's like my standards. Literally my last shift here. Not gonna miss this at all, man. Not gonna miss a damn thing about this. It's all about that hard work. Put in the sweat. But you have to know when to work hard and work smart. Okay, besides like the 90% of the people that are just really grimy and just the nastiness of the overall food industry, like I would say the 10%, there's a 10%, I don't know about you, I think there's a 10% of people who are like really chill and laid back with like, yo, we would probably be friends like outside of work, they're hardworking. So I'm not talking crap about every single person,
right,
but a majority of the food industry, where they're just like pretty much people that I wouldn't want to be around. It's kind of the whole mentality of like these jobs, this environment, it kind of forms who you are, because it's like you work there and then after work you chill with your coworkers and it's like this little little bubble of just grimy and greasiness. Mm-hmm. If I had to ask myself like back then, I would say do it, but not do it for as long as I did. I don't know if that's the same for you.
Yeah, I would say do it. Yeah, about the same.
Like, I would say, like, 1 to 2 years full-time max, and then, like, put that on the rug and, like, move on, unless, like, food is your bread and butter. If you go to culinary school, you want to get that, you know, red seal, you want to be, like, a cook, executive chef somewhere, like, line cooking is a good stepping stone, and then you can move on to, like, higher end, or, like, catering and this and that, but you definitely don't want to stay there, because you will get stuck, and that's, like, the saddest thing. Insert another shot of me doing flips.
Ever since like leaving the industry and working somewhere in a different field, right? I hadn't even given it a second thought. I didn't even reflect or look back at it. I just completely left it in the past. But that's the kind of person I am. So I don't know if you're the same. But then after leaving the industry, it's like taking off my clothes and fucking running off into.
You're free.
I'm running into the grasses and I don't even think about it. I don't think we'd ever get back in the industry, ever. Even if we were desperate.
So
we'd never.
It taught me, like, what's your overall, if you could sum up everything with your food industry experience, like, how would you sum it up?
I'm gonna say it's definitely taught me a lot. It's shaped me into the man that I am today, and we'll just leave it at that. Like, I'm never looking back. It's a crap job with crap pay, crap people, crap everything in general. It's the worst environment I've ever worked in, and that's that. I'm grateful for it, I guess. I'm grateful for what I've experienced, but I definitely would not go back.
Looking back, would you have told yourself to be in the food industry, or would you just
you know what? I'm happy with where I am today, because what I've been through in the restaurant industry has shaped me into the man that I am today, right? Because, like, you know, just the drilling and the ability to multitask, and not to mention the ability to cook. No, don't, man. I'm camera shy.
You're so scared, bro.
No, don't. I'm actually camera shy.
So that's a wrap. The lighting's really good over here if you stand behind me, so that's a wrap for being in the food industry and working crap jobs. Shout outs to Buddy for being in it. One here.
Ooh.
And that,
I still have one here too.
that was from the most recent restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is from the other chain one.
Damn.
And like a little oil splatters because I'm a noob at saute.